Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I want to have just like a cozy, comfy conversation with you. Just honest, dead ass honest advice. I felt like for the longest time I was unqualified to talk about this subject and topic because I felt like I wasn't mature or I hadn't progressed in the topic or in this subject space. So I felt like, okay, the topic in question is relationship standards and basically dating in this day and age. I just felt like I wasn't qualified to talk about it because I haven't had a long-term relationship ever. I didn't have my first boyfriend until I was 19. That relationship lasted 2 weeks before I said, nope, this ain't for me, and left. And then since then I have not been in a relationship. So I just felt like, who am I to tell people how to be and how to act, and who am I to give advice? But recently I've kind of come to the conclusion that the reason that I haven't had a relationship is because I haven't lowered my standards. So I want to talk about that. I think I was under the impression that women didn't lower. Okay, so I don't want to sound like I'm ignorant or arrogant or whatever, because I know that people have different life experiences, people have different upbringings, but I was under the impression that most women who are in relationships because they truly and honestly like feel respected and loved and want to be in that relationship and just feel like their life is upgraded by this relationship. So for the longest time, I felt like, wow, what the hell is wrong with me if I can't find someone and everyone's in a relationship? Everyone that I know is like, has been in a relationship and in a few relationships in their lifetime, and I can't even find one person. Lo and behold, now I know that no, women lower their standards all the fucking time. And that pissed me off. That pissed me off. So I have not been in a relationship, and I have not had a steady partner. I have not, I'm 23. I didn't date in elementary school, I didn't date in middle school, and I didn't date in high school, and I barely dated in college. And most of that was not because I didn't want to date. I've been aware of boys since I came out the womb, apparently, and from my perspective, and I literally was aware of men and their awareness of me, and boys and their awareness of me, since I was like probably 6. I remember my first like real crush in like kindergarten. So yes, I've had the desire to be in a committed relationship, and I've had the desire to be with somebody who really cherishes me and loves me, and I want to be with someone. I want to have a life with someone, but I haven't, and it's not because I don't have options, it's because those options aren't options, right? They're just people who I could be with if I lowered my standards. So I want to talk about that. I am not okay with you guys lowering your standards, and I will tell you exactly why. You think, you're probably telling me, oh, you're gonna be single forever if you think like that. You have to. No. You do not lower your standards or your values for anyone, right? And standards, I want to like define standards and values. Standards and values aren't like, he has to be 6 foot, he has to be tall, dark, and handsome, has to have a full beard, has to have a 7-figure job, has to, you know, come from an amazing family, has to have 3 siblings, 2 dogs, a bird, and a cat. No. Standards are values. Standards are, he has to be a committed person. He has to have integrity. He has to have ambition. If he doesn't have, you know, a great paying job right now, that's okay, but he has to have a vision, right? Those are standards, and those are characteristics, and those are values that are important in life. Looks fade, he's tall right now, he'll be hunched over in 40, 50 years, right? That's not the point. The point is you want somebody who has similar values and has the characteristics and the personality type and the basically meets you where you're at, right? Anyone who comes into your life, you want them to meet you where you're at, and you want to be able to have a relationship where you can both basically level up together, right? You have to have some things that he doesn't have so that you help him level up, and he has to have some things that you don't have so he can help you level up. That is a relationship. That is a team, right? So why am I hearing that you guys are lowering your standards? Yeah, being single, like as a girl, I feel like as girls we've been raised, and maybe it's like biological and evolutionary, and I'm sure that it is somewhat. We want relationships, we want love, and we want to be cherished, right? But at what freaking cost, right? At what cost? So here's how I think about it. Men never lower their standards. Men never lower their standards, right? Ever. You'll hardly, like you'll rarely see a man date down. But you'll see so many women dating down. Dating down in the sense of like, she's here emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically, she's here, and he's here. What do you think is going to happen here? What do you think is going to happen with this gap? You think you're going to be able to pull him up? You think you could do what his mama couldn't do. You think you could do what his sisters or his family members or his ex-girlfriends couldn't do. Are you God? No. You date your level. Date at your level. And if you cannot find someone at your level, change your circle, meet new people. So I'm gonna get to what you should do if you can't find somebody at your level. But here are the things that you can actually do. So if you have a specific group of people that you've been hanging out with for 10 plus years and you haven't branched out, branch out. Go download some like meetup apps and hang out with some random people that you don't know. And, you know, in a public place, in a public setting, be safe and meet different people. Go to places where you actually could find quality people, not just men. Like, meeting a man shouldn't be the sole focus of your life. You know, expand your circle and expand the people that you know and meet new amazing people for the sake of meeting people. But then what that'll do is it'll give you a bigger pool to pick from. It'll give you a bigger pool of guys to choose from, to date from. Instead of the same freaking people that you've been dating from your hometown or from your city. It's not working, obviously, so do something different. Now, if you are doing that, if you have a lot of people, if you have a lot of friends in different areas, and if you have a lot of hoes in different areas, I hate myself. I need this plane to stop. But if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, then you know what? That's okay. Take a step back. Maybe, just maybe, this isn't the season for you to be dating. Alright? So, I'm specifically talking to women who are ambitious, women who have purpose in their lives, women who are moving towards something, and who have a bigger vision for themselves. Not women who are looking for a man to save them, right? If you are that woman, I will make a separate video for that. But because it's a whole different topic, and been there, but never going back there, right? Never going back there. But for the women who like have their lives together, have a vision for what their life is going to be like, are investing in themselves, are going to school or going to trade school or learning a craft or working on their art or whatever it is that you're doing. If you're moving upwards in life, this is for you. What if the reason that you haven't met a man that is at your level yet, or the reason that you haven't found somebody who you could call your boo thing, is because you have yet to reach the potential, like maybe you haven't even peaked at, like maybe you haven't even touched your potential, right? So this is what I mean by it. If you meet a guy right now, if you were to meet a man right now where you're at, right? Yeah, you guys can work up together and grow together and all of that, and all of that's cool, but and that could happen, and that's a possibility obviously. But what if you need to wait until you get to a certain point in your life and find somebody who's at that level? What if you haven't reached the level of where your future boo is at, your future man is at? What if you're supposed to, be getting that 7-figure job and meet somebody at your workplace who's also getting a 7-figure job, and that person was waiting for you the whole time at their job? They're like, oh, I'm just chilling here waiting for you. Whenever you want to get up there and stop looking for those bums around you, I'll be up here. I'll be waiting up here. And obviously they're not thinking that, but it's just the universe, right? It's divine timing. I totally believe that. I believe in God. I believe that things are orchestrated in a way where it helps us grow. All right, so if you have been looking for someone for the longest time and you can't, for the love of you, figure out why they haven't manifested into your life, you're doing all the right things, you're working out, you're keeping up with your life, your style's on point, because that shit matters. Another video, but it does matter. How you look matters, and it's not like what genetic lottery you got, but it's what you do with what you've got, right? It's what you do with what you've got that matters, right? If you want somebody up here who's physically up here, who takes care of themselves, maintains their body, then you gotta be up here too, right? So it's kind of like you gotta focus on yourself, boo. And I hate when people say that, but it's so true. It's like a man will come into your life, a good man will come into your life. I truly believe a good man, the right man for you, will come into your life when you're ready for it and when he's ready for it, right? It's not all about you either. But you could date and force things with the wrong men all you want and kind of push the process further back. Because what you think you're doing when you're dating all these guys that you know aren't good for you, because you know in your heart of hearts, you know deep down that they're not for you. You know what you're doing deep down. You know he's not gonna be your thing, or you know that you're settling. What you're doing is you're blocking your actual blessing. You're saying, I'm gonna force this thing that is not meant for me to be for me. And the universe or God or whatever is like, okay, then I'll just hold on to this thing until you fucking get a clue. So get a clue! Get a clue! Have standards and maintain them and hold them strong. The one thing that as much as I craved a relationship, as much as I wanted a relationship, as much as I wanted to be with someone, a companion, somebody I could travel with, somebody I could do all these things with, I could not, because I had a vision of what I wanted, because I had a vision of now, especially now, I have a vision of who I want in my life and who I want in my future, because I have a vision of what my life is going to be and where I'm going to be. I can't date down. I honestly cannot date down. It takes me one conversation, one text conversation, to realize if a guy is not for me. I can't know if the guy is for me through a text conversation, but I can decipher, I can kind of figure out if they're not for me, right? And that, it takes skill and it takes intuition mostly. You know when it's right? How many times have you heard when you know you know? When you know you know. And who says that? Who says that usually? Couples who are happy as fuck. When you know, you know. Because when you know, you truly know. And I have to believe that, even though I haven't experienced it. I feel like there's an opposite side to everything, right? When things don't click with a guy, when you're dating a guy and things can't, it's just not clicking, you have to realize that on the other side of that, there's somebody who you are going to click with. Because there's opposites, there's polarity in life, there's contrast in life. So you have somebody that you can't click with, you have many people that you can't click with, right? There has to be somebody that you will click with, and there has to be somebody who's there for you, who's meant for you. And when the puzzle pieces are put together, the pieces fit, and you say, when you know, you know. When you know the pieces fit together, you know, because they're fitting together and they form a beautiful picture, and I'm happy with it, right? Don't date down just because you want to be in a relationship. It's going to destroy you. Having multiple exes, having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 exes, it's not just a person who you're leaving in your past. These are people who now you're like tied to. Now you're connected to these people in some way or another. Your trauma, whatever they did, they lied to you, they cheated on you. Oh, there you go, added trauma. We already have enough trauma as children. We don't need more trauma, right? We don't need more trauma. Take a break, focus on yourself, get it together, move up in life. And I know that it sucks, like it's really not what you want to hear, and it's not what I want to hear either. But when it's your season, it'll be your season, right? You see all those people that are dating right now? Give it a couple months, couple years. A new wave of people are going to be dating then. And another wave of people are going to be dating then. Another wave of people are going to be single then. Right? It just like, it's just seasons, right? But when your season comes, it'll be a season that'll last, like you'll go through the rest of your seasons with this person. Instead of just like going through one season with this person, another season with this person, another. No. No. We're doing better. We're doing better for ourselves, right? We, as women and as girls, have to understand that men, again, like I said, never settle. They don't date down. They do not date down. And if they do, they realize that they've dated down within the first 6 months and they're out of there, and I've seen it happen. Okay? Just be patient. Men are not the end all be all. We've been trained to think that it is, but no. We are the prize. And I'm not saying that we're perfect and that we don't work on ourselves. We work on ourselves, but we are the prize, right? We are the prize, right? It just is what it is. And the man who's meant for you, you won't have to beg. You won't have to compromise. You won't have to lower your standards, lower your vision for the future. You won't have to do any of those horrible things that men who are not for you will make you think that you need to do to be loved. That won't happen, right? So, take a break, chill out, get excited about yourself and your future, right? Get excited about yourself and your future. Build a life for yourself that, let's say you meet someone and God forbid something happens and they're no longer in your life, you will not have to depend on that person for your happiness, your source of happiness, right? What if I told you that you have not met your person, your other whole? What if I told you that you have not met your other whole yet because you are not whole yourself? Not that you are not a whole person, you're a whole human being, all that, but you haven't reached the whole potential. of where you need to be to find the person that is there, or that the person that will meet you there, right? Think bigger picture. Think bigger picture. Okay? I hope this was helpful. You know, it was kind of rambly. This is my first video. But yeah, I always record these and I never post them, and I just really just I really wanted to do this because I feel like this is a video that I needed to see and watch when I was younger, to just save me from a lot of just wasted time, honestly. Wasted time. Alright guys, bye. Thank you. Thank you for watching.